Good afternoon. This is All India Radio. I am Abhishek Mukhopadhyay, and with me is Prashant Kumar Sinha with the Midday News. The headlines. Prime Minister Narendra Modi calls for reforming the global multilateral system to enhance its relevance. Health Ministry asks Bihar, West Bengal, Assam and Odisha to make renewed efforts to contain transmission of coronavirus. High-level central team to visit Bihar tomorrow to review COVID-19 situation in the state. COVID-19 recovery rate inches close to 63%, more than 6,53,000 people recovered so far. Weekend lockdown been imposed across Uttar Pradesh and in parts of Uttarakhand in the wake of sudden spurt in COVID-19 cases. And UNDP report states that more than 27 crore people in India have come out of poverty in the last 10 years. Prime Minister Narendra Modi has called for a reformed multilateralism with a reformed United Nations at its centre. He said the reformed multilateralism in a post-COVID-19 world should reflect the realities of the contemporary world. Mr. Modi was delivering a virtual keynote address at this year's high-level segment of the United Nations Economic and Social Council ECOSOC session last night. Prime Minister said while celebrating 75 years of the United Nations, let us pledge to reform the global multilateral system, to enhance its relevance, to improve its effectiveness, to make it the basis for a new type of human-centric globalization.
Multilateralism needs to represent the reality of the contemporary world. Only reform multilateralism with a reformed United Nations as its center can meet the aspirations of humanity. Today, while celebrating 75th years of the United Nations, let us pledge to reform the global multilateral system, to enhance its relevance, to improve its effectiveness, and to make it the basis of a new type of human-centric globalization.
He said India contributed to shaping the ECOSOC agenda, including its Sustainable Development Goals (SDGs), through its domestic efforts. Prime Minister said the COVID-19 pandemic has severely tested the resilience of all nations. Modi said India's Ayushman Bharat scheme is the world's largest health protection program, covering 50 crore individuals. He said in India's fight against COVID-19, the grassroots health system is helping the country ensure one of the best recovery rates in the world.
Today, our Ayushman Bharat scheme is the world's largest health protection program, covering 500 million individuals. In the fight against COVID, our grassroots health system is helping India ensure one of the best recovery rates in the world.
Mr. Modi also outlined India's efforts towards inclusive development. As the world commemorated the 150th birth anniversary of Mahatma Gandhi last year, India achieved full sanitation coverage in its 6 lakh villages. He said in 5 years, over 11 crore household toilets have been built, which improved rural sanitation cover from 38% to 100%. Prime Minister said in the last 6 years, the government has opened 40 crore bank accounts for the unbanked, out of which 22 crore are owned by women. He said that over the past few years, India has reduced 38 million tons of carbon emissions annually.
Over the past few years, we have reduced 38 million tons of carbon emissions annually. This was achieved by electrifying our villages, providing clean cooking fuel to 80 million poor households, and introduction of energy-efficient measures.
Mr. Modi said India set a target to install 450 gigawatt of renewable energy and restore 26 million hectares of degraded land by 2030. With the surge in COVID-19 cases in Bihar, West Bengal, Assam and Odisha, Health Ministry has asked these states to make renewed efforts to contain transmission of the virus. The Health Ministry emphasized that the restrictions should be utilized to focus on containment, surveillance and testing in containment and buffer zones as the key strategy for early detection of cases and fatality management. In a letter to Principal Secretaries Health and Secretary Health of these states, Joint Secretary in the Ministry of Health, Love Agarwal, asked them to ensure that at least 80% of the new cases have their close contacts traced and are in quarantine within 72 hours of case confirmation. The letter underlined that containment and buffer zones should be suitably delineated based on the mapping of cases and contacts. It added that a list of NCC volunteers along with other workforce is available on COVID Warriors portal, which can be optimally utilized in containment and surveillance effort. The letter said in terms of testing, the state should aim to achieve a minimum of 14 tests per 1 lakh, 140 tests per million per day, while ensuring a positivity rate of less than 10%. It said necessarily testing all asymptomatic, high-risk contacts and mild symptomatic as per ICMR protocol should be undertaken. The states have also been asked to use the forecasting tools made available by the Health Ministry to ascertain the number of COVID beds required and accordingly calculate the oxygen requirement.
A high-level central team led by Joint Secretary Health Ministry, Mr. Love Agarwal, is visiting Bihar tomorrow to review the COVID-19 situation in the state. The team comprises National Centre for Diseases Control Director Dr. S.K. Singh and AIIMS New Delhi Medicine Department Associate Professor Dr. Neeraj Nischal. The Union Minister of State for Health and Family Welfare, Mr. Ashwini Kumar Chaubey, said that the centre is keeping an eye on the situation in Bihar and both governments have together initiated all possible steps to contain the corona pandemic in Bihar. Mr. Chaubey said the high-level team will work out the way to prevent further spread of coronavirus infection. The Union Minister said the state government is focusing on increasing testing. He said the centre will ensure that the state did not face any shortage of necessary supplies including kits, ventilators, oxygen cylinders and experts. Meanwhile, positive cases of coronavirus infection mounted to 23,300 with the reporting of 1,742 fresh cases. Maximum 3,216 positive cases were reported from Patna, followed by 1,455 in Bhagalpur and 1,153 in Siwan. 14,997 patients have so far recovered, while 8,129 patients are undergoing treatment in various hospitals. The recovery rate in Bihar stands at 64%. Defence Minister Mr. Rajnath Singh today visited the holy cave of Amarnath Ji Shrine in Kashmir and offered prayers there. He spent about an hour at the temple complex and paid his obeisances. He was accompanied by General Bipin Rawat, Chief of Defence Staff, Army Chief, General M.M. Narvane and other senior officers of the district administration. The Defence Minister's trip to the holy cave in Kashmir comes on the second day of his visit to J&K. Yesterday, Mr. Rajnath Singh reviewed the overall security scenario in Jammu and Kashmir with the top military brass in Srinagar, which was also attended by J&K Lieutenant Governor Girish Chandra Murmu, Director General of J&K Police Dilbag Singh and other senior officers of the civil administration. He asked the armed forces to give a befitting reply to any misadventure by Pakistan. At a high-level meeting, the Defence Minister also asked the armed forces to maintain a strict vigil along the line of control LOC with Pakistan.
The total number of people who recovered from coronavirus crossed the 6.5 lakh mark today. The central government today said a total of 6,53,751 people affected with coronavirus have recovered in the country so far. The recovery rate has reached 62.93%. In the past 24 hours, 17,994 people have recovered. Presently, the total number of active corona cases in the country is 3,58,692. The Health and Family Welfare Ministry said a total of 34,884 new cases of COVID-19 have been reported in the country within 24 hours, taking the total number of cases to 10,38,716. In a single day, 671 deaths have been reported, taking the nationwide toll to 26,273. Our correspondent reports that in terms of recovery rate, the top 5 states and union territories are Ladakh, Delhi, Haryana, Rajasthan and Uttarakhand, wherein the recovery rate is above 73%. There are 19 states and union territories that have better recovery rates than the national average of 62.93%. In terms of number of people recovered from COVID-19, Maharashtra is leading the tally, followed by Tamil Nadu and Delhi. In the total active cases, more than 66% cases are in Maharashtra, Tamil Nadu, Karnataka, Andhra Pradesh and Delhi. Meanwhile, Indian Council of Medical Research ICMR said that a total of 3,61,024 samples were tested for coronavirus in various laboratories in the country within 24 hours. This is the highest number of tests conducted by the laboratories in one day since the outbreak of COVID-19. So far, 1,34,33,742 tests have been conducted. ICMR is continuously ramping up the testing facilities in the country. At present, a total of 1,253 laboratories across India are conducting the test for COVID-19. This includes 885 government laboratories and 368 private laboratory chains. The Election Commission of India sought the views of the political parties regarding election and public meeting in the wake of COVID-19 pandemic. ECI has requested all the political parties to submit their views and suggestions by the end of this month. Election Commission of India in its letter said by-polls in some states in the Bihar Assembly elections are due this year. It said several guidelines have been issued by the centre and the state governments under the Disaster Management Act 2005 in the current situation of COVID-19, prescribing safety measures to contain the spread of COVID-19. Election Commission said some of the precautionary measures are compulsory wearing of face mask in public places, social distancing, restrictions on large public gatherings and congregations, thermal scanning at the place of gathering, and sanitization.
The Indian Institutes of Technology IITs will do away with admission criterion of minimum 75% marks in class 12th this year. During a meeting, Joint Admission Board of the IITs decided that all qualified candidates who have passed class 12th examinations will now be eligible for admission in the IITs this year, irrespective of marks obtained. Human Resource Development Minister Ramesh Pokhriyal Nishank said the decision has been taken in view of the partial cancellation of Class 12th examinations by several boards. For admission to the IITs, apart from qualifying the JEE Advanced, the eligibility was to secure either minimum score of 75% marks in Class 12th board examinations or to rank amongst the top 20 percentile in their respective Class 12th board examination. The restriction on arriving flights to Kolkata airport from 6 cities, Delhi, Mumbai, Pune, Chennai, Nagpur and Ahmedabad, have been extended to the end of this month. In a tweet, Kolkata Airport said the temporary restriction on arriving flights to Kolkata airport from 6 cities has been made on the request of the state government to restrict movement from high prevalence cities of coronavirus cases in order to contain the spread of COVID-19.
Uttar Pradesh Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath has appealed to people not to venture out without any proper reason during the restriction period. State government has imposed 55-hour-long restrictions on this weekend also, and it will continue every weekend. More from a correspondent.
Talking to the senior police and administrative officers of the state, Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath asked them to stop the infection rate of coronavirus at any cost. He said that a special team comprising directors and senior doctors of premier institutes like SGPGI, KGMU and Ram Manohar Lohia Institute of Lucknow has been formed, and help of this team should be taken in dealing with any kind of problem which comes while containing the spread of corona infection. The state is under a series of restrictions for a period of 55 hours from last night. The restrictions started from 10 p.m. yesterday night, will continue till 5 a.m. in the morning of 20th July. All offices, business institutions and markets in urban and rural areas across the state will be closed during the restriction period. Although all emergency services will continue as usual. Sushil Chandra Tiwari, AIR News, Lucknow.
Uttarakhand government has decided to enforce a complete lockdown today and tomorrow in 4 districts of the state in the wake of sudden spurt in COVID-19 cases. More from a correspondent.
The state government has implemented a complete lockdown in Dehradun, Haridwar, Udhamsinagar and Nainital this weekend following the report of the maximum number of cases of coronavirus in the state. The government has permitted shops related to emergency services like dairy and medical stores to remain open during the weekend. The movement of people on roads without valid reasons has not been allowed. Meanwhile, the COVID-19 cases crossed 4,000 in the state with 120 fresh infections reported in the state. However, 3,021 patients have been recovered and a total of 996 active cases in the state so far. Raghavesh Pandey, AIR News, Dehradun.
As Mumbai is showing signs of improvement in handling the COVID crisis, Maharashtra Deputy Chief Minister Ajit Pawar has asked the municipal corporations of Pune and Pimpri Chinchwad to replicate the same in their cities. Our Mumbai correspondent has filed this report.
Deputy Chief Minister Ajit Pawar has asked Pune and Pimpri-Chinchwad officials to follow steps taken in Mumbai to contain the coronavirus outbreak. He also asked Mumbai Municipal Commissioner Iqbal Chahal to guide the civic administration in Pune and Pimpri-Chinchwad to develop medical infrastructure to fight the outbreak. Mumbai is continuously showing rapid improvement in containing the pandemic, not only in terms of reduction in number of patients but also in the recovery rate. Mumbai has registered the highest recovery rate of 70% in the country. Meanwhile, the state government has issued special guidelines for the celebration of Bakri Eid and upcoming Ganesh festival. Shailesh Patil, AIR News, Mumbai.
The Odisha government has decided to pay a monthly pension to the kin of the deceased Anganwadi and Asha workers who succumbed to COVID-19 while discharging their duties. Our correspondent reports that the pension will be given in addition to the ex gratia of 50 lakh rupees announced by the state government earlier for the COVID warriors.
The state government has issued a notification regarding the pension of the Asha and Anganwadi workers. As per the notification, 7,500 per month will be given to the spouse or next of kin of deceased Anganwadi workers and 5,000 per month will be provided to the next of kin of deceased Asha workers till the date the Asha or Anganwadi worker would have attained the age of 60 years. Special Relief Commissioner Pradeep Kumar Jaina has asked all collectors and municipal commissioners to prepare the list of such persons and communicate with the Health and Family Welfare Department. Moreover, thousands of Asha and Anganwadi workers are at the forefront in the fight against COVID-19. Itish Singh Rathore, AIR News, Cuttack.
You are listening to the Midday News on All India Radio. A reminder of the headlines before we move on. Prime Minister Narendra Modi calls for reforming the global multilateral system to enhance its relevance. Health Ministry asks Bihar, West Bengal, Assam and Odisha to make renewed efforts to contain transmission of coronavirus. High-level central team to visit Bihar tomorrow to review the COVID-19 situation in the state. COVID-19 recovery rate inches close to 63%. More than 6,53,000 people have recovered so far. Weekend lockdown being imposed across Uttar Pradesh and in parts of Uttarakhand in the wake of sudden spurt in COVID-19 cases. And UNDP report states that more than 27 crore people in India have come out of poverty in the past 10 years. For quick news updates round the clock, follow us on our Twitter handle @AIR News Alerts.
Arunachal Pradesh recorded 66 fresh COVID-19 cases yesterday. With this, the state's tally of COVID-19 cases stands at 609, of which 431 are active cases. 175 have recovered and 3 have died. Itanagar Capital Complex accounted for 58 out of 66 new cases. A total of 330 cases have been recorded so far in Itanagar Capital Complex, out of which the number of active cases stands at 295. 34 patients have been discharged and 1 patient has died. The Itanagar Capital Complex is under lockdown since July 6th, which was clamped due to increasing number of COVID-19 positive cases in the region. The lockdown will end on 5 a.m. July 20th. In Assam, 1,280 new positive cases were reported in the state yesterday. Health Minister Himanta Biswa Sharma said that 570 cases were reported in Guwahati alone. On the other hand, 551 persons have been discharged to the last 24 hours. There are 7,720 active cases in the state. In another tweet, Mr. Sharma informed that 10 COVID-19 positive mothers gave birth to 4 baby girls and 6 boys at Guwahati Medical College and Hospital. Earlier, 93-year-old lady recovered at Guwahati Medical College and Hospital.
The Translational Health Science and Technology Institute, THSTI Faridabad, has developed a synthetic peptide-based vaccine candidate targeting coronavirus. The institute has said that the potential vaccine targets the spike domain of the virus to generate an immune response that could block the viral invasion. A multi-epitope-based vaccine candidate was developed by stitching the desired peptides to produce the protein. This approach generates potential neutralizing antibodies and also reduces antibody-dependent pulmonary immune pathology. Synthetic peptides provide novel and affordable strategy not only in development of a potential COVID-19 vaccine, but also in production of antiviral blocking agents. The Department of Biotechnology has said that this development can be of immense use in further production of affordable and low-cost diagnostic kits for COVID. In our series Expert Speak on All India Radio, we bring you the views of leading medical experts on COVID-19. Talking to AIR News, Dr. Nand Kumar, Professor of Psychiatry, AIMS, suggested to the people to stay at home, spend time with family members and to practice yoga.
We are going to overcome this crisis within a few weeks. Stay at home, spend time with the family, do household works, exercise, listen to music, sing with the family, do yoga, meditation, and take care of emotional need of the family.
Dr. Sanjay Pandey of Govind Ballabh Pant Hospital said,
बहुत ही स्मॉल परसेंटेज ऑफ पेशेंट जिसमें कोरोना एक सीवियर कैटेगरी का होता है, उसमें दिमाग पर असर हो सकता है, जैसे इंकेफ्लाइटिस की तरह की प्रेजेंटेशन हो सकती है या कई बार पेरिफेरल नर्व सिस्टम का इन्वॉल्वमेंट हो सकता है। लेकिन इस तरह के मरीजों की संख्या बहुत ही कम है और ऐसा तभी होता है जब हम प्रारंभिक लक्षणों को नजरअंदाज करें और बीमारी का ट्रीटमेंट न करें। तो इसमें घबराने वाली कोई बात नहीं है। इसके बारे में सतर्क जरूर रहना चाहिए, जागरूक जरूर होना चाहिए और अगर इस तरह के कोई लक्षण होए तो अपने डॉक्टर के साथ शेयर करना चाहिए ताकि आपका जल्द से जल्द इलाज हो सके।
The News Services Division of All India Radio in its bilingual live phone-in program today will bring a special discussion on COVID-19. Dr. Rajinder K. Dhamija, Head of Neurology Department, Lady Hardinge Medical College, will participate in the discussion. Listeners can ask questions to the experts on toll-free telephone number 1-800-11-5767. You can also ask questions on our telephone number 011-2331-4444 and post queries on our Twitter handle at AIR News Alerts by hashtag AskAIR. This can be heard tonight on FM Gold channel and additional frequencies from 9:30 p.m. onwards. This program will also be available on our website newsonair.com and on our YouTube channel News on AIR Official. You can also follow us on the News on AIR app for updates. Union Information and Broadcasting Minister Prakash Javadekar shared the details of a United Nations Development Programme UNDP report which states that more than 27 crore people in the country have come out of poverty in the last 10 years. Mr. Javadekar termed the achievement as a big positive development. India recorded the world's largest reduction in multi-dimensional poverty between 2005 and 2006 and 2015-16 according to the latest UN report. According to the data released by the UNDP and the Oxford Poverty and Human Development Initiative, 65 out of 75 countries studied reported significant decline in the multi-dimensional poverty levels.
The United Nations has declared Tehreek-e-Taliban Pakistan chief Noor Wali Mahsood as a global terrorist. The UN has blacklisted Mahsood for participating in the financing, planning and perpetrating of acts on behalf of and in support of entities associated with the Al-Qaeda. The UN Security Council's 1267 ISIL and Al-Qaeda Sanctions Committee added Mahsood to the ISIL, Daesh and Al-Qaeda sanctions list, subjecting the Pakistani national to an assets freeze, travel ban and arms embargo. In June 2018, Mahsood was named the leader of Tehreek-e-Taliban Pakistan (TTP), following the death of former TTP leader Maulana Fazullah. In Bihar, 3 persons were killed when a road vehicle collided with the Patna-Ranchi Jan Shatabdi special train at 6:35 this morning. The driver of the vehicle was attempting to illegally cross the railway tracks at an unauthorized location on the Patna-Gaya section. The accident happened between Potahi-Nadwa, about 20 kilometers south of Patna. 3 persons in the road vehicle were killed, but no passenger in the train was affected. The local police was informed immediately. Police cleared the bodies from the site.
In Mizoram, 3 moderate earthquakes have jolted eastern parts of the state yesterday. 2 tremors of magnitude 5.1 and 3.7 on the Richter scale occurred at 10:03 p.m. and 10:35 p.m. Another earthquake of 4.2 magnitude on the Richter scale was recorded at 3:56 p.m. These tremors were felt at East Tuipui areas in Champai district. The National Center of Seismology recorded that the epicenters of the last 2 quakes were 30 km south and 18 km south of Champai. The tremor felt at 3:56 p.m. occurred 33 km south-southwest of Champai. Officials said there is no report of major damages, yet cracks were reported on the walls of some buildings and houses. In Assam, the situation is yet to return to normal as nearly 35 lakh people have been affected due to floods in 25 districts. The government is carrying out rescue and relief measures. Official sources said that 79 persons have lost their lives in the flood. 50,000 people are staying at relief camps. The flood waters caused massive damage to agricultural land, roads, embankments, bridges, wildlife parks and sanctuaries. Various agencies have evacuated 76,000 people to safer places. Prominent persons include Dalai Lama, and organizations express solidarity with people of Assam in this critical hour. We spoke to CEO of the Assam State Disaster Management Authority, M.S. Manivanan, on the relief and rescue works.
The water levels are in 3-4 places flowing above danger level, otherwise under control. All the people who are taking shelter in relief camps are provided with relief. Our NDRF and SDRF forces, rescue teams have been deployed in different places. They are ready for at any point of time to evacuate people. Otherwise, everything is under control, and we hope that in coming weeks, the situation may improve further.
The Bangladesh Telecom Regulatory Commission BTRC has issued orders for telecom companies to stop free internet services to its subscribers for accessing social media. The regulatory authority asked the telecom service providers to stop the service because it gives rise to unhealthy competition between the companies. The BTRC order also said that this facility was being used by some people for carrying out criminal activities on social media. The telecom companies have started implementation of the order from Friday. The Sri Lankan government issued a Gazette notification last night on health guidelines to be followed for the upcoming parliamentary elections in the wake of COVID crisis. The Gazette contains guidelines that should be adhered to by the political parties, their supporters, election candidates and voters during the election period. Accordingly, a candidate needs to give prior intimation of an election meeting to a medical officer of the area, and the meeting should not exceed more than 500 people. Any person associated with election campaign or conduct of elections needs to wear masks, practice social distancing of 1 meter amidst adequate arrangements for sanitizers. The notification is in line with health guidelines issued by the Health Ministry earlier. The Election Commission has insisted for it to be gazetted so that it is legally enforced. The Commission had noted that the guidelines were not being adhered to during the ongoing campaign, and it will be difficult to conduct the elections without it.
Now let us take a look at the weather updates for today. The national capital Delhi may witness generally cloudy sky with light rain. The minimum temperature was recorded at 31 degrees Celsius, while the maximum is expected to be around 36 degrees. In Mumbai, there is cloudy sky with moderate rainfall. The city witnessed a minimum temperature of 26 degrees Celsius and will have a maximum of around 30 degrees. In Chennai, the temperature will hover between 27 and 35 degrees Celsius. The city will have generally cloudy sky with light rain or drizzle. Kolkata will have partly cloudy sky with possibility of moderate rain or thunderstorm. The city had minimum temperature of 28 degrees Celsius. The maximum temperature will be nearly 35 degrees. In Jammu and Kashmir, the minimum temperature was 27 degrees Celsius in Jammu, while the maximum will be around 35 degrees. The city is likely to have partly cloudy sky with possibility of rain or thunderstorm or dust storm. In Srinagar, the temperature will hover between 19 and 32 degrees Celsius. The city is expected to witness partly cloudy sky with possibility of rain or thunderstorm or dust storm. In Gilgit, the minimum temperature was recorded at 20 degrees Celsius, while the maximum will be around 32 degrees. It is expected to have thunderstorm with rain. Muzaffarabad may also see mainly partly cloudy sky with possibility of rain or thunderstorm or dust storm. The place witnessed a minimum temperature of 20 degrees Celsius, while the maximum temperature will be around 32 degrees. Chandigarh will see generally cloudy sky with 1 or 2 spells of rain or thunder showers. The minimum temperature was recorded at 29 degrees Celsius and the maximum temperature will be around 34 degrees. Bangalore is expected to have temperatures between 20 and 26 degrees Celsius. Generally cloudy sky and with light rain is expected in the city. Ahmedabad will have generally cloudy sky with light rain. The minimum temperature in the city was 26 degrees Celsius, while the maximum is expected to be around 34 degrees. And now, before we end the bulletin, the headlines once again. Prime Minister Narendra Modi calls for reforming the global multilateral system to enhance its relevance. Health Ministry asks Bihar, West Bengal, Assam and Odisha to make renewed efforts to contain transmission of coronavirus. High-level central team to visit Bihar tomorrow to review COVID-19 situation in the state. COVID-19 recovery rate inches close to 63%, more than 6,53,000 people recovered so far. Weekend lockdown been imposed across Uttar Pradesh and in parts of Uttarakhand in the wake of sudden spurt in COVID-19 cases. And UNDP report states that more than 27 crore people in India have come out of poverty in the last 10 years. And for details of these stories and more, log on to our website www.newsonair.com and News on AIR app. And with that we end the Midday News.